Now that we understand the class diagram, what we will do is we will look for the states for the different objects that we find here and potential business events that would be of interest to us. So let's read on. To keep everything under control, a head doctor has to approve the diagnosis made by another doctor before any treatment can happen. So apparently to approve something would be an interesting event. So let's look in the object event table here, and we see here approve as an event of diagnosis, an owned event of diagnosis. A treatment can go through 3 stages. So treatments can go through 3 stages. So that would be states of treatments. The first stage is the weakest treatment. In this stage, no consent is necessary by the patient, so we have something about consent that is given, and treatment can start immediately. When this doesn't work, a treatment needs to move to stage 2 or even to stage 3, so we can move to stages 1 to 3. To move the treatment from stage 1 to another stage, consent is needed by the patient. The patient needs to sign a form indicating his or her consent to move his or her treatments to a higher stage. Once this consent has been given, any applied treatment for that patient can be moved to a higher stage without the need to ask consent again. So once consent is signed by the patient, all treatments can freely upgrade from stage 1 to 2 and 3 until the patient retracts her consent. So we can give a consent, we can retract a consent, and the question is, for what object is consent an owned event? If we look at the EDG, we can say it's the patient that gives consent. That would be in the business process, it's that person that signs the form. But what does it change the state of? Does it change the state of the patient? Does it change the state of the diagnosis? Or does it change the state of the treatment? We see that once consent is signed, all treatments can freely upgrade from stage 1 to 2 and 3. So a consent spans many treatments, so it cannot be an event of applied treatments. It could be of diagnosis, and then it would span all the treatments for that diagnosis, but that's not what the text says. The text says that the consent spans all the treatments for one patient, so it would be an event of patients. So in the object event table, we will find here consent as an event of the patient and retract consent also as an event of the patient. And then we had this upgrade to stage 2 and 3, so that would be events of applied treatment. So you see here you can upgrade a stage of a treatment, you can downgrade a stage of a treatment. Okay. Patients with treatment in stage 3 require a higher follow-up rate and will be checked more often by nurses. This would be an example of something that we will do in the organization of our hospital, and we do not capture that in the information system, so that would be an example of something that's in the business processes. The same here, the patient needs to sign a form indicating his or her consent. That's the way you make giving consent operational. It's a paper-based thing, and so that would be in the business process and not in the model here. We capture only the business event consent, but the way how you capture that in the real world would be by this paper form, and that's in the business process. Once a higher follow-up rate isn't needed anymore for a specific treatment for a patient, the treatment can downgrade again to lower stages. That would be this downgrade stage event. Downgrading is a responsibility of the doctor, would again be something of the business process. Then the next part of the text says, illnesses also get a priority score. This is necessary to prevent any outbreaks from unknown viruses. The priority score of an illness can change at any given time. For now, HospitalMD has 2 priority scores, high and low. When an illness gets priority score high, all applied treatments for that illness are immediately placed into stage 3 by means of a priority stage upgrade. So we have a priority stage upgrade, and that's for an illness. We see that here, priority upgrade is an owned event for an applied treatment, but we also have the upgrades and downgrades of the illness to high and low. So this would be upgrade illness and downgrade illness as events of illness. So do we have everything? We have the defaults here. Create patient and patient, create doctor and doctor, create illness and illness, creating and ending a diagnosis, creating and ending a treatment, create, apply treatment and end apply treatment, upgrade stage, downgrade stage, priority upgrade. We can approve and disapprove illness. The text didn't say anything about disapprove, but we assume that if we can approve something, we can also disapprove it as the unhappy path. So that would be the disapprove. A patient can give consent or retract consent, and then we can upgrade and downgrade our illnesses. So we have captured all the business events that we need for now, and the next thing to do would be to model the states an object can be in.